Good morning, campers. Let's do a love reading. We're going to do today for Beautiful Divine Collective. How does your person feel about you? Head, heart, and intentions. We're going to start from checking in what's going on currently in your connection. So you know that this is your reading, and then we're just going to move to the how do they feel. All right, so what's currently going on in your connection? I have been seeing my separation card, so but let's see what comes. We have self-love, that's good. One more. All right, we have self-love. We have self-love as the first card. We are doing what's going on, and we are doing your joint energy. So I would assume, and that's what I'm hearing, that you both would be already in the frequency of self-love. However, we also have ego, and we have habits. These two came together. We have missed opportunities as well, and your final card is irreplaceable. So what I'm hearing is that I am sensing that you would be in separation from your person. I feel like you have been loving yourself to the point that sort of a turning around and reaching out, no matter how much you miss them, no matter how much you long for them, it's just not an option. And it's a breakthrough moment in a divine love connection. No union will ever happen if the feminine sits still in a place of temptation, in a place of, I want to reach out, maybe I should reach out, maybe he's not okay, it's been so long. Us as feminines, we have to embody the stillness, we have to embody the receptiveness, we have to embody the self-love. Self-love is the core of the feminine energy. Loving yourself means that if someone has rejected me, if someone has ghosted me, said no to me, left me, whether that's for different priorities or for different people, I will never reopen that door until they reopen that door. I'm not sensing that you would be sitting in this ego habit energy. Maybe you are. We're going to do another row to confirm, but maybe I'm hearing that maybe you are thinking that they are thinking the same. And it's funny because a long time ago, someone asked me, it was a very long time ago, but it's coming to my mind. Someone asked me, well, if we're supposed to embody the energy of I chase, I don't attract, who's ever going to reach out to whom? But it's a complete misconception, right? Because in a relationship, in any kind of relationship, when we talk about true soul connection, divine love connection, one person will embody the feminine energy and the other person will embody the masculine energy. So for the feminine energy, I chase, I don't attract, means that you are magnetizing, you are pulling in to your orbit things that you desire, that are in line with your soul's desire, with your northern star destiny, right? And as they come in, obviously then you open with receptiveness. But for the masculine, I chase, I don't chase, I attract, means that chasing is, again, it's just labels, it's just semantics, and I feel that this is why it causes confusion sometimes. But chasing is a bit pejorative, because when you chase something, by default, there is something that is running away. What the masculine needs to do and understand is that he's never going to be chasing you. He will pursue you. It's a subtle difference, but there is a difference. One is coming from a place of fear, the other is coming from a place of love. So the masculine, when he steps into his divine masculine energy and he's ready to close no contact and to walk towards reunion and ultimately union, he pursues, which means I know now. I remember now. I have awakened now. You are my woman. You are my destiny. You are my highest path. I will not let go. I will not be scared. I will not be disencouraged, even if you are insecure, even if you are not sure, even if you are, proceeding with caution and pulling back a little bit. I will pursue you. I will be there every day, because this is masculine energy, right? He's not chasing. Chasing carries this a little bit of this desperation. It's fearful. It's like, oh my God, love me, right? It's not the same. It's not the same energy. I was hearing that, you may be needing a little bit of clarification, or whoever's watching, clarification, but maybe it's been a quite while, because there is this missed opportunity card, and they were showing me seeing someone with another person. I don't think it's actually happened for you. I don't think you actually saw your person with someone else, or I don't even think that they saw you with someone else. Again, we'll break it down. But what I'm sensing into is sometimes, when we're being divinely guided, our guides, our higher self, they bring things into our mind. They bring ideas, they bring emotions, they bring dreams, so we can go deeper on certain feelings, so we can realize certain things. And sometimes seeing a person on your mind that you feel connected to with another person helps us realize where we are. Because when we truly move on from someone, when we forgot about someone, when we really don't want to be with someone, seeing them with another, it's a neutral thing, right? It wouldn't cause any kind of a deep distress. So confirmation. So maybe they sent this to your masculine, like maybe he was dreaming that he sees you with someone else, and divine masculine at the final stages, he needs to step into this healthy I don't want to say possessiveness, but this healthy ownership, this healthy pursuing energy, right? So she's my woman, right? So I don't want to see her with anyone else. And that's sometimes something that makes him realize that, no, I haven't moved on. And we have this irreplaceable emotion. So maybe there's been, this sort of, again, I highlight this to you guys often when we talk about divine love. We are always telepathically connected, right? And I've done an in-depth video about telepathy. You can find it on my YouTube in, I believe it's in Divine Love playlist as well. It's not that you are tapping into, right, like a psychic, some sort of weird understanding of of psychic, and you're hearing what they're thinking. It's just, we are one frequency. We're connected through red threads. So what they are thinking, you are thinking. It's not that we're hearing what the other person is thinking or feeling. It's just we're having the same thoughts. For most part, we're having the same emotions. It's just that because we are on a different path for the duration of this journey, because we also embody masculine and feminine energy, we live those thoughts and those emotions differently. We analyze them differently. We approach them differently, but we're having the same thoughts. So whatever you're thinking, he's thinking. If he's thinking about you, thinking about him, he's thinking about you. You're right. So this is also why true spiritual teachers who are meant to guide divines into union, we always highlight that the feminine is the spiritual leader. The feminine is the lighthouse. The feminine is the one that walks first. And then once you come into union, it sort of comes into wholeness, because you lead in the 5D, he leads in the physical world, in the 3D. But we walk this path first, right? To sort of clear the way. So you have to be the creatrix, the one that creates the energy of union. You have to be the one that absolutely removes any kind of doubt, any kind of fear, any kind of second thoughts, any kind of, is it going to happen or is it not going to happen? You really have to be firm in your beliefs, in your feelings, in your thoughts, and that creates sort of a environment for him to follow along. There have been some thoughts. Is it a missed opportunity? I haven't seen him for a while. Where is he? Where is he at? Is he still sitting in a place of his ego? Is he still sitting in ego-based habits? I still feel this is the one. I still feel it's irreplaceable. I still feel nothing will ever feel the same. But is it a missed opportunity? Maybe without you knowing, you're picking up his emotion. We're gonna see in depth how he feels about you, but let's just continue to know what's going on. Sabotage. And worthy. Soul tie. Uninterested. Regrets. In the center of your spread, you have habits and you have soul ties. So you would be sitting in this energy. You know that this is your soul connection, right? You know that this is your twin soul. Label aside, it doesn't matter. You know that this is the other half of you, the one that was meant to awaken you, the one that is meant to, be put on your path. Your puzzle pieces for each other's path. And my inner truth is that twin flames, true divines, true twin souls, we are same frequency. We are souls that decided to separate themselves further for deeper healing, for different experience on this earth. And on our highest, most aligned timeline, the lifetime that we get activated to this journey, and you obviously are, on our highest, most aligned timeline, we're meant to be together. However, it's a difficult journey, so not everyone, it's a choice. I highlight this to you guys every day. In every reading, in life we take choices. Every day's choices matter, and through these choices we either do or don't connect to our dharma and our highest, most abundant timeline. But it's always part of our highest destiny to be together in the physical, to get into union. And I feel without a doubt that this is your person. But perhaps you recently been having certain thoughts. Would they change? Have they changed the way I change? And many feminines, they hit those points. I do call it a spiritual ego, because you're judging his path, you're comparing, where is he? We need to completely surrender in the physical world to the leadership of our masculine. We lead spiritually. Focus on the alchemy, focus on the inner work, focus on your mission. What's happening in the physical world, where he's at on his journey, none of your concern. And appearances are always deceiving on this journey. The illusion of the physical world is one of the things that the feminine needs to fully remove. That is why we will always be tested with that illusion. It will appear like he's so behind. It will appear like he's, doesn't know what's going on. But the change within the masculine is happening deeply, deeply, deeply internally. We sort of go in cycles. We change internally, we go into hermit, then we get out and we embody, then we go in and then we go out and we embody. Whereas the masculine, they sort of make a little nest in there. The changes happening internally, all those years of the journey and of the separation. And then when they're ready and then they go through their satori, it's the final stages that they start to really embody. So to an outside observer, it really feels like they change from one day to another, but the change has been within them, brewing within them internally. But it would be on your mind. We have a lot of cards, uninterested, and worthy, sabotage, ego. So maybe they have been confirmation, bringing worthiness trauma back into your conscious mind. We are, if you watch me, you would know I talk about this, basically every day on my stories as well, where since the last couple of months we're going through very powerful energies. Every cycle, every new moon, every full moon, every portal matters, because we're finishing a 9-year cycle. We're finishing a year of a snake. Right now we're sitting, the shedding is almost ended. Those are final bits and pieces. We're sitting in a waiting room, and we've been going through this period of time where certain trigger, test. We were tested, we were triggered to really let go of the old, to really let go of what was not serving, to really be ready in that waiting room for the right door to open, to truly connect to our dharma, to our highest path. So perhaps they've been bringing to your attention, what they are, we are as well. There isn't a single wound that we don't share. Sometimes we embody these wounds, we react to these wounds differently, just like I explained with the telepathy. But if there was a deep worthiness wound within him, there's this wound within you. There's abandonment in both of us. There's rejection in both of us, right? So we embody all of the wounds. Again, our stories and the background is different, but we embody the very same wounds. So perhaps they've been bringing to your attention that you still need to, as a spiritual leader of this connection, to put some attention, conscious attention on your worthiness wound. Maybe there have been some tests. I've been highlighting to you guys as well recently, a very important thing on this journey, and any journey of self-discovery, to remember that growth is not linear. We're on the spiral, we revisit, as we change, we become a different person, and we're ready to revisit certain wounds to a deeper level from a different angle. So perhaps that's what you're being asked to do, to really the self-love and the ego is sort of the soul self and the human self. Maybe you're being really asked to it's a misconception and sort of sometimes new age BS kind of a spirituality that we have to release the ego, let go of the ego. No, the ego is a human. We are here to live a human life. If we didn't want the ego, we would have stayed in the spirit realm. We come here to, in one of my recent readings, I kind of went through all of this with you guys, that we ascend to descend, to constantly, the wheel is turning, to be there, to connect to Father Universe, but to connect to Mama Gaia as well, as the balance. We have to embrace the human self. Yes, we have to conquer the ego in a sense of full understanding, full love, full acceptance, so the soul can hold the reins. But the ego is not meant to disappear. So maybe there's still certain things within you as an ego self that you haven't fully accepted, that you haven't fully embraced. And I am hearing that worthiness wound, that sometimes, not feeling fully worthy enough of certain things to a point that you maybe resign or you self-sabotage. At this point of your journey, I feel it will be subtle, but it gets more and more subtle. In the beginning, we're so wounded that it's like thick layers to work on. It's so apparent. But as we progress, as we again ascend, descend, go into hermit and body, right, and ride that spiral, get to know ourselves, our ego and our soul, authentic selves better and better, love ourselves, understand ourselves better. The more subtle these things become, the more difficult the tests become, because a regular thing that a regular, your common human being would sort of break on. We're already resilient to these things, so the bar is kind of going up and up and up. But I feel that you would be thinking a little bit, there is this and again, I do feel it's because you're telepathically connected, so he would be thinking the same thing, that is it a missed opportunity? Are they still interested in me? Do they still think of me? I still think of them. They think of you. It's the ultimate, whether you're masculine and feminine watching here and you were drawn to this video because we're talking about divine law, and a truth that I really want you to understand on their journey. They love you just as much as you love them. They want you just as much as you want them, always. And it's a feeling that no matter what happens, we will carry with each other till these bodies are ash. And I can promise you that whenever you think of them, they think of you, which is basically 24/7. And again, I love highlighting to you guys and teach you to distinguish the conscious thinking and just being, because the feminine us on this journey, in the beginning we obsessively think about them. We think. So thinking is engaging with the mind, engaging with the thoughts that come to mind. So thinking, where are they, what are they doing? And as we grow and heal on this journey, we start to embody the feminine energy. And feminine energy is more about being and feeling. So if someone is your true divine counterpart, so for true twin souls, true twin flames, from the moment of activation, from the moment you meet in the physical in this lifetime, this person's energetic imprint, because the souls recognize each other immediately, so the red thread gets activated. You're connected from the day you're born, but the moment you meet, you get activated to that journey, and you start to you exchange that energetic imprint in the physical world, and this person stays with you all the time. So it's not really that you think about them, because we can think and obsessively think about a karmic connection here and there, but in a true divine love connection, it feels like this person is with you in the room, right? It's difficult to explain for people who have not went through this, but if it's truly your reading, you would know, because this is a divine reading. It's like this person is here. Years may go by without you speaking to them, seeing them in the physical. You may actually start as a feminine. We usually are cut away from their life. They have more opportunities for most parts to see us, to follow us, to connect to us through social media, because we usually cultivate some sort of a presence. It's part of our path. But we don't. So sometimes, the feminine, you kind of forget the physical part. You forget how they smelled. You forget how they looked exactly, because separation can be a very long period of time. But their energetic imprint, their frequency, because it's the same as yours, it's always with you. So we always feel them. We feel them as if they were with us in the room. We feel their presence as they're right behind our shoulder, and they will feel the same way. It's just that they experience it differently because they're masculine, so they also make different sense of it. But it's like we're always in the room together, right? And again, in the beginning, it's confusing because we're wounded, because we're confused, because we don't understand certain concepts, telepathy, and so on and so forth. We don't understand ourselves. But ultimately, we feel into them. We feel their emotion. We feel what they're going through. We know exactly when they're thinking about us. We know exactly when they're thinking about us. We know exactly when they're just there. They're just there. It's like having an open FaceTime all the time. That's how I can explain this to you. It's like having your phone that is right next to you, FaceTime, and this person is there. It's like you energetically feel into them. You might not be looking, you might not be talking to them, obviously, but they're there, right? They're there. And it doesn't go away. But that feeling is different than thinking, because as we heal, as we let go, as we start to embody the true divine feminine, we don't really engage in the act of thinking about them all the time. Yes, here and there you think about them, right? You think about, I hope they're happy. What are they doing? I hope they're, they're satisfied in life. I hope they're great. I hope they're healing. I wish them well. I wish them love. But you're not thinking in this obsessive way, like, what are they doing? Are they thinking about me? Right? It maybe sometimes comes in, and obviously it's coming in for this collective, but it's more of just, you feel them. You feel them, right? But you let go. It's this a true embodiment of the connection, but detachment. The attachment, physical attachment, makes you engage in thinking 24/7 about someone. The connection, it's just that they're there. You feel them, right? Okay, I wanna do I want to do a little bit of tarot just to confirm. Okay, just a few cards. Again, the energy of your connection, what's currently going on. Let's just do 5, and then we're gonna break down where's your masculine, head, heart, and intentions. 8 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. That's a nice energy. Interesting. The Moon. Ten of Wands. Queen of Wands. I feel that jointly, again, we are one. We are one. We may be processing incoming energies and thoughts differently depending where we are on a journey, but we're having the same thoughts. We're having the same emotions, period, right? We're one. One frequency, one consciousness, one chakra system. So, together, this beautiful pairing, it's funny that it's like 8, maybe 8 of the 8 is significant. Maybe you've been seeing a lot of 8s. It's coming to my mind, but it's funny that we have the 8 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles, quite opposite energies, but it's like you would feel right now, both of you, some sort of urgency arising, some sort of a longing, some sort of a pull towards each other, some sort of a need. But there's also the understanding now within you that doesn't exist in the beginning of this journey, that it made sense, slow and steady. It's like you feel, oh my God, I want to run to you, right? I want to run in your arms. But there was a reason for the separation. I now understand that we will build nothing on urgency. We will build nothing on this in and out flakiness. Let's do it. Let's not do it. It needs to be still. It needs to be stable. There's need to be consistency, harmony, and it's something that the masculine brings into the table when he's ready. I feel that there's a lot of unknown in both of you. There's a part of you that trusts. There's a part of you that it tries to fully surrender to the guidance and to what's meant to happen. But in the same time, I feel you feel a little bit burdened recently that you don't know what's going on. So maybe it's been a long time since you've heard from your masculine, since you spoke to each other even. So those sort of a low vibrational patterns, limiting beliefs are kicking in. Is it a missed opportunity? Will I ever see them again? Are they still interested? Have they changed? Have they progressed? Well, let's find out. Let's find out. There's a reason that for this collective, I was hearing how are they feeling in their head, in their soul. Let's start. Let's dive in. Hold on. Let's dive in. Let me remove the decks. My candle, just hold on. All right, I had to grab a new candle. We're good now. So we're going to do 3 decks for each of those 3 things to see, compare, and dive deeper. We're going to start from his head. How does he feel about you in his head? So it's more, how does he think about you, your connection, the masculine mind, the thinking mind, the logical mind? What does he think about this connection? I feel like we're going to do maybe 5 for each. I'm hearing 5. Yeah, that's why they were showing me. Hold on. My candle went completely crazy. The flame was like huge and it started burning like really, really, really fast. So that may be a sign how they're feeling with that first card that we have. But let's see what else. I want to have like a full row before we talk about. Okay, that's nice. One more. All right, that's his center. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Man. Okay, so his first and his last card is a shadow side, which is fine. We embrace shadows and light.